Information compiled by SITF indicates that certain elements of the KLA intentionally targeted the minority population with acts of persecution that included unlawful killings, abductions, enforced disappearances, illegal detentions in camps in Kosovo and Albania, sexual violence, other forms of inhumane treatment, forced displacement of individuals from their homes and communities, and desecration and destruction of churches and other religious sites. The widespread or systematic nature of these crimes in the period after the war ended in June 1999 justifies a prosecution for crimes against humanity. Accordingly, we anticipate that such charges can be filed in this matter against several senior officials of the former KLA, and that an indictment would also likely include charges for war crimes and certain violations of domestic Kosovo law, including murder. I can say at this point that there are compelling indications that this practice did occur on a very limited scale and that a small number of individuals were killed for the purpose of extracting and trafficking their organs. This conclusion is consistent with what was stated in the Marty report, namely that a handful of individuals were subjected to this crime. The use of the word handful by Senator Marty was intentional and it was meant literally. There is no indication at this point that this practice was more widespread than that. So this is an unusual, in fact an unprecedented situation in international justice, where a special prosecutor's office has been set up with full investigative authorities and with a mandate to issue indictments, but where no viable court exists in which those indictments can be filed. So the statement of findings that I am making today will only serve as a placeholder until the more authoritative indictment can be issued. It is only at the point that the court is set up and judges are in place that SITF could file an indictment in this matter. Until this occurs, the specifics of SITF's findings and the supporting evidence will remain under seal, and further details on the investigation will not be made public. In the meantime, SITF will continue its investigative work to buttress its findings and to further strengthen the case. As this investigation has progressed, there have been active efforts to undermine it by interfering with witnesses, and these efforts are still ongoing. We have taken steps to counter the impact of the witness intimidation, and we will continue to do so. We will actively investigate these activities and will prosecute any individuals found to have been involved. There is probably no single thing that poses more of a threat to rule of law in Kosovo and of its progress toward a European future than this pervasive practice.